Every day, people attempt to influence, manipulate, or control you. Most of the time, it's done quietly. A gesture here, a phrase there. You barely notice it, but over time, it shapes the way you think and behave. If you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. This video is your blueprint to become mentally untouchable. These are not just defenses, they are weapons of psychological independence. Learn them, use them, and no one will ever be able to control you again. Number 1, recognize the hook. To become untouchable, you must first recognize the entry point manipulators use. That entry point is usually a psychological hook. A hook is anything that triggers you emotionally or mentally in a predictable way. When someone finds what makes you react, they gain leverage over you. The first tactic is awareness. You must train your mind to notice when someone is pulling a string instead of speaking plainly. The moment you identify the hook, you disconnect the control. Number 2, develop the no reflex. People who cannot say no become easy targets. The inability to say no signals weakness. It suggests a desire for approval and a fear of confrontation. You must eliminate both. Saying no is a form of mental self-defense. It draws a line between your choices and their desires. When you say no, say it without justification or over-explanation. The goal is not to be rude. The goal is to protect your time, energy, and values without guilt. Number 3, master emotional detachment. Control begins with emotional reaction. The more reactive you are, the easier it is to predict and influence you. Emotional detachment is not the absence of feeling. It is the ability to separate thought from reaction. When you detach, you maintain clarity. You observe instead of absorb. You respond instead of react. This makes your mind unreadable. When others cannot read you, they cannot control you. Number 4, use the gray rock principle. The gray rock principle is one of the most effective ways to repel manipulative personalities. The concept is simple. You become uninteresting. You offer no emotional response, no extra information, and no visible energy. Manipulators crave reaction. They need a response to know they are in control. By being neutral, you deny them the stimulation they seek. Eventually, they lose interest and move on. Number 5, control the frame. Every interaction is framed. The frame determines who is right, who has power, and what the situation means. Manipulators try to control the frame to define your behavior, your role, and your value. You must reclaim that frame. You do this by speaking with certainty and refusing to accept false labels or accusations. Redefine situations on your terms. Whoever controls the frame controls the narrative. You must become that person. Number 6, use silence as a weapon. Silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. Most people are uncomfortable with it, especially in confrontation. The longer you stay silent, the more power you gather. When someone tries to provoke you, go silent. Let them speak. Let them guess. Let them become anxious from the lack of response. Silence breaks manipulative momentum. It signals strength, calm, and self-control. Use it wisely. Number 7, set boundaries without apology. Boundaries are not demands placed on others. They are standards you enforce for yourself. They determine how much of your space, time, and energy you allow others to occupy. Set boundaries clearly, firmly, and without emotional hesitation. Never apologize for enforcing them. Boundaries are not selfish. They are the foundation of mental independence. If someone is offended by your boundaries, that is their problem, not yours. Number 8, spot repeating patterns. Manipulators follow patterns. Their tactics may vary in appearance, but the structure remains the same. They use cycles. These cycles include praise followed by demands, kindness followed by control, and guilt followed by compliance. To become untouchable, you must study these patterns. When you recognize the sequence, you gain foresight. That foresight removes their power. The more you observe, the less you absorb. Number 9, build inner validation. Your value must never depend on the approval of others. As long as you seek external validation, you are vulnerable to manipulation. You must become the source of your own validation. This is done through action, consistency, and self-discipline. When you live by your own principles, you do not chase praise. You do not fear disapproval. This mental independence makes you unshakable. People cannot control what they cannot validate or shame. Mental strength is not about being aggressive. It is about being immune to manipulation. The more control you gain over your own mind, the less control others can take from you. These tactics are not for show. They are for survival. They are for power. They are for peace. Becoming untouchable is not about becoming distant. It is about becoming disciplined. The people who cannot be manipulated are the ones who live by their own code. If you follow this path, the game changes. You are no longer a piece on the board. You become the one who moves the board itself.